Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Microphone check. Looks like everything's working correctly here. All right. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone has had a great day of trading so far. Hopefully you had a great week of trading going into Friday, the first Friday of December. Kind of. Not really the first full week, but, you know, it's around there. Looking at today's price action so far, the S&P is, just kind of grinding its way higher. It's not really doing a ton necessarily. It's just kind of, that attempt to break out earlier and then the massive failure and huge rotation up. Buyers have been in since this morning and just ramping it up. As far as the overall movement goes, pretty obvious that we've got some high side resistance here and some, it's really just a nice range. Buyers looking to buy low, sellers looking to sell high. As far as most recent price action goes on the S&P, it came off of the highs more recently, so that would suggest at least that sellers have a better chance of trying to get it to go lower, but the market's also bullish, so I don't really want to give them the edge too quickly. Looking at the NASDAQ overall is mostly sideways, not really doing a ton. Big sideways range, ground its way back up, popped to a new high, and then dumped all the way down to a new low. From the new low, bounced all the way back up to a new high. And that's kind of where things are now, so just a big range. Sideways going into the end of the day. Might be able to find some interesting scalp opportunities, but we'll see. For the most part, buyers kind of taking over the bullishness here. They're trying at least, but man, if they lose their if they lose their grip, it's just going to get slammed right back down again. Possible rejection off the top that will have sellers, looking to try to get a down move going. Not really seeing anything else going on yet. S&P trying to grind its way back up to the highs. Looks like there's a big old rejection off 89.75. Yikes. All right. Whoa, holy. All right. Hey, sellers, how's it going? Jeez. A big flush back down there on the sell side for the NASDAQ, back down to the lows of the candle. Kind of back down to the lows of the short-term range. Now bouncing back again. Market attempting to, they're trying to get that secondary push to the downside. That was a quick flush down into the 504s. Now it's trying to fight over it again. Honestly, if sellers are able to get a quick little pop that they can sell into, then you might be able to find them trying to short it off the pop. But if it does get a little flush lower down to the top of that bull bar from the bottom on the 5-minute NASDAQ, that's where all of the buyers came in from before, and it's right at 12,500. So, there's a ton of stuff just begging for a little bit more down. right, sellers trying to push back down again. We're back down to that support. It's the same spot around these 0375s, 04s. This is what's been defended before. Now the big question is, are sellers going to have enough juice to push it through this? Buyers are trying to bounce back up, but sellers pushed it right back down again. Quick snap underneath the lows. S&P almost doesn't have enough range to really even get scalps. Man, 4 ticks really isn't that much. Ugh. Big heavy bear bar to the downside. Well, for now, at least. They still have 1 minute and 50 seconds left on the candle, so that can change. Really, it looks like there's a bit of resistance around that 504. That's where the buyers tried to hold up. And now it's acting as kind of resistance. Unless they can get back above it. But notice how that 4-quarter area, recurring nightmare. Can they jump above the top? All right, not a whole lot going on so far. Sellers do have a really nice zone of interest on the NASDAQ now that we've got this pretty strong rejection off the top. Anything back up into the 875s, I mean, realistically, anything up into like the 6s could possibly be a scalp zone. It's just the bottom of this area is being defended really aggressively as well. So quick little snaps up above 6 might be able to get faded back down, but I'm not looking to hang on for much more than a scalp. That's about all this has right now. And scalps on the NASDAQ, even right now, with all the lack of volatility, might only be worth like 4 or 5 ticks. Very nice bear bar to the downside on the NASDAQ. See if they can get a pop back up to like the 04s. Sellers will be a little bit less interested in selling too early. Ooh, I tried grabbing the 4s, but I didn't get it. Ugh. Really? All right, I tried selling the 04s, but I didn't get it in time. It just missed me. Like a millisecond too late. All right. Sellers continuing the drive back down, now breaking through 500. Kind of bummed I didn't get that 04 entry, but let's see what they want to do here. Still 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. A nice little pop back up again. I'm going to be less interested in the same zone for obvious reasons, but if we can get a jump back up into like the 6s, that might not be half bad. Oof. Man, that cut real fast to the upside. 502. Given how fast this moved up, I think sellers might feel like they're stuck right now. It's a rejection back above the 500s. It's right in that same spot. See if they can back up a little bit. 502, the 500s. Realistically, the stopping point would be like 96.75s. Aggressively, it could even be 500s. That's just a big reversal back up, and I can't imagine that that sellers are going to want to stay in seeing this giant bull bar back up. So my short bias has completely come off the table with this reversal higher. Now I'm looking for longs. I just don't want to buy way up here. Might not have a choice. Okay. Let me put this on all charts so I can see it across the span of things here. Well, from the bullish perspective, aggressive buyers are going to be in all over the place. First pullback zone is going to be like 7.25. I didn't be a little bit further up. I'm not going to get that dip down to the 502s. I missed it. Ah, what a bummer. They might come back a little bit later, but I just don't think there's enough time left in the day. It's going to be up to the aggressive buyers now. Let's see where they want to get this party started. Remember, sellers just got thrashed from the bottom. So this move up has got sellers stuck. They're getting squeezed hard. And it's the end of the day, which makes it so much worse for them. Come on, NASDAQ. I just need a little bit. I'm not getting any pullback. Come on. All right, quick dip back to the downside again. That's not the ATM. What is that ATM? No. I don't know where the ATM strategy came from, but flushing back, and now buyers trying to get a continuation back to the upside. Likely objectives are going to be back up to like the 520s. I mean, that's the big zone that traders, that's not what I want, that traders are going to be looking for. Well, actually, a market if touched might be okay. I don't know why it keeps executing with ATMs. It's really irritating. 17.25 would be another intermediary objective. All right, looking for bulls to get a little bit of a jump back up again. Hey, how's it going, JT? And Alpine, how's it going? Hopefully y'all are having a good day so far. I've got mysterious ATMs that are feeling like just showing up on accident or on purpose or whatever, but I've got my mouse ready. Oh, that one didn't have an ATM. Okay, cool. What? All right, big flush to the downside. The overall movement is getting a little bit kind of choppy sloppy though. It's flushing through this zone where if the buyers aren't given a chance to get a bit more continuation back to the upside, you're going to start seeing them jump ship. In time of day, I mean, we've got 15 minutes left, so there's plenty of time. Let's see if I can grab the low end here just to draw my average down a little bit. Because realistically, this move up will have gotten a lot of longs interested, and a lot of those longs are getting crapped on. So this first bounce is either going to be sellers getting out at break even earlier, and we see this return aggressively back to the highs, or we see this flush all the way back down to the lows again. So it really depends on how they want to approach the move here. I want to see them get back above like the 14s, 15s, and really start leading the charge here. But this break-even point, all these wicks from before, it might just have to hang out here for a bit. Tried grabbing a little bit more on that dip. This is a zone of interest. Every time I try to get it, it won't give it to me, though. Starting to get that nice dip back. Got to get the bull bounce back higher. Again, a lot of the buyers were not necessarily expecting this to flush this far down. So the buyers thought they had it, but it never went above that last bull bar. And that's causing some problems. Now, this is the area where sellers have a chance to get out of break even. But if they're not going to take that break even, then it's likely going to start breaking down through the 500s again. Look at the responsiveness, though. Every time it dips down here, it pops right back up. See if we can get a pop back up to at least the 10s or so. And here it sits again. Chop losing my patience. Yeah, seriously. 509s getting to the 510s, start breaking back above the highs. They just got to follow through with a bit more context here. We're not seeing them hit. I'm going to drop one here just around the break-even point just to be cautious. We're starting to get that nice ramp to the upside. It's above the break-even point, and I don't want to hold too many. That was a little too gross. But now that we've got that move back up, my average is way down there. That's a beautiful spot to have the average. If it wants to go, I'll hold one. But this isn't the response that I wanted. I wanted strong follow-through. So when it's going to give me a chance to get out at around a break-even, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take it. Which means break-even stops are going to have to be like 1507.50. That really sucks. That support's at 775. I'm willing to give up a little bit on it to get my stop a bit further up. Or further down, rather, to give it some space. Okay, well, never mind. Thanks, NASDAQ. Jeez. What was that? I just moved the stop, man. Come on. What a vengeful spirit this thing is. Of course. Now it's time to go. I didn't move mine, so I'm still in. Nice. Awesome job. Yeah, I just got straight vindicted out of that one. There's nothing else to call that. Well, I'm glad you're still in it. Good job. That market gave me the cold elbow. I was close to moving mine, man. I don't blame you. That was tough to hold through. I jumped a little too early, it seems. Now it's back down again. Who knows, man? These candles are vicious. Only got 2 more bars till the end of the day. Now that it moved all the way back up, notice where it's bouncing off, right? I mean, when the market comes up and it hits these highs, this is where the buyers were in originally. How do I know? I was one of them, right? So now that it came back up into this area, those buyers exited a break even, which likely means that they were buying in just like me, right? Building in along the way down. When it starts popping up, they're exiting. That's all this ramp up was so far, was just a break even rally. So far, at least. And if we track the volume and kind of look at where the volume is. Yeah, I mean, you can see huge amounts of volume at 13. All the way back up, and when it tanked lower, rather, 12, 5, 10, picked up a bunch of volume, more volume underneath that, all the way down. And they just started exiting all the way up again. Well, okay. Looks like it's still range. You trade off a 1 minute. Yeah, that's when it comes to the time frames, I like the 5 minutes for price action, just trying to gauge psychologically what's going on. But faster time frames, like the 1 minute charts, the 50 tick charts, you're right. Real quick time frames are great for structural point of views. Seeing wedges on faster time frames, it's almost like you're looking through the microscope of what the algos are looking at, you know? But it's just slow enough to keep up with. Those fast time frames are really interesting to watch. More volume coming back in, trying to break back above the highs. We're back up to the top, and this is where things get a little bit messy again. We've got 6.5 minutes or so. The S&P's a big reversal bar back up. Now it looks like the sellers are the ones that got out of break even. Break even stops now. Yeah, I give you that one. I wouldn't want it to go back. The audio's low again, is it? All right, hang on. The streaming software did an update, what was it, yesterday, the day before? And oh man, it threw me for a loop. Everything, it deleted everything. I had to restart, so I was kind of going off of memory. I see it hitting in the yellows every once in a while. I feel like that should be all right. Maybe a little bit higher. A little bit higher. A little bit higher. I got to keep it lower too, because when I get excited, I get loud. Let's do that. Anyway, buyers ramping back to the upside. Really good continuation. Oh, big flush back to the downside. If they can get a dip down to like the 14s, scalpers are going to be all over that to the long side. Ooh, they didn't get far enough. Nope, never mind. They got close. Market pulling back one more time. They've got a shot to try to take it, but I'm not going to be... Ooh, okay. Well, they got the breakout going. I wanted that pullback to the 14s, but they missed it. They got to 15 quarter. All right, well, now if we can get a dip down to the... I mean, I still kind of like the 14s for scalps. Quick little flush down to the 14s. Didn't get the fill. Tested the entry, but I didn't get a fill. Ugh. All right, well, if it comes back down, I'll look to see if I can get it underneath 14 this time. That's mildly frustrating. I got juked on the trail, and I don't get filled on the re-entry. Yeah, what am I trading, the S&P? Sheesh. All right, if buyers didn't jump in, they're going to take it for a squeeze back to the upside. I got to the ticked, but I didn't get a fill. A big ramp to the upside into the 22s, 23s. That's a big profit-taking area. Short scalpers will be, well, actually more so buyers taking profit will be coming in there. See, even my dog agrees. See if we can get a pop above the 22s. That's what you're looking for too. See, we're looking for the same thing. It's all good. We're looking for like 22, 23. I just want to scalp short. I would like to see them blow off through the 22s. That's just kind of the area of interest right now. You can feel it. It's just on the edge. All right, nice little pop up. I'm looking for counter scalps back to the downside again. I like this area for flushes back lower. What are these ATM strategies? Where are you coming from? Parkway, why are you here? All right, big area of interest is going to be in the 25s, or it might just dip now. We are at 58, so this is when things are going to go a little bit crazy if they're going to go crazy. I'm going to try to bring my average up a little bit. I love this area for a potential push back down. Not getting that push back down, though. We've got this final last little bit. So I want to see a quick little flush back down to like 22. Kind of. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just come on. You rotten SOB. Just a little bit. Come on. No? All right. Oh, I'm out. Jeez. And we got the last little bit here. Couple seconds before the end. This is when things get a little bit entertaining. Oh, yeah. Here comes the dive bomb. Any buyers who are still in, they're going to see this kind of movement and be not super impressed. We're coming into the final 20 seconds. See if you can get that push back down to the 22s in this last little bit. All right, all out. Bam! Golly. Whoo, lordy. Hey, what a choppy, sloppy mess of an ending. But still ended up all right. God, what a train wreck. Well, that's going to do it. Ended up getting out unscathed on that mess of a move, but overall, kind of frustrating. Probably overtraded a little bit from an emotional standpoint because, I mean, I got double duked on that one. It's irritating. But aside from that, I mean, even if I did overtrade it a little bit, I feel like we managed it pretty well. But that'll do it. So hopefully you've had a great week. And as always, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to shoot me an email, jhb@ssftg.com. Have a great weekend. Enjoy, rest up, and we will see you all back on Monday. All right. Have a good one. We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks.